Oh, Herman Deal, the real deal here today. Okay, so today we're really going to talk about how you can't trust brands. Have to read the ingredients. Your body doesn't care about brands. It doesn't care about marketing. It only cares about chemistry, and it only responds to chemistry. And I want you all to get an idea of how tricky things can be. The marketing, I mean, they're tricky. Okay, like for example, Max, these chicharrone pork rinds, I freaking love them. You can go to Walmart, you can get these. I called up Max, the company, and asked them if they cook in pork fat, and they say that yes, they do. They do cook in pork fat. These are delicious. And then you have this brand here, Max as well, also at Walmart. Golden crackling. Sometimes when you chew these, it has a lot of the skin and the fat. Sometimes you have to spit out little pieces because it's too hard to bite on. You know, you feel like you could break a tooth, but they're still absolutely delicious because they have a lot of fat. Just delicious. Both of these are good. Now, here's the tricky thing. They're Max. They're sold at Walmart and they're cooked in pork fat. Yet, when I went and I got the Max sea salt and vinegar, I love sea salt and vinegar. Well, guess what? There's a surprise here. This is still cooked in pork fat, but it has other ingredients that are really not good. Okay? And I'm going to show you what the difference is and how they sort of sneak things in there once they create that brand of loyalty with the publics. And then I'm going to show you up close here in a second another example. This here mini muffins, gluten-free, AIDS, vegan, all this non-dairy, non-gluten, and they still sneak stuff in. You would think that something that looks like this is super healthy. It's not. They sneak things in.
So let me give you an example. These two Max brands, love them. They're both delicious, very tasty. You get a lot of protein for a very low price because you're buying this at Walmart. And then when you look at the ingredients on the back of both of these Max brands, you see that it's simple ingredients: fried out pork fat with attached skin and salt. Now, I had to call them to really make sure that it's cooked in pork fat because this is telling me fried out pork fat, but it doesn't say what type of oil it's cooked in. So I had to call and find out. Now remember that because you're going to see a trick coming up. And here is the other brand, Max as well. Salt and vinegar. I love salt and vinegar flavor. But now look at the ingredients here. Many more ingredients. And worst of all, it has maltodextrin, which is really not good for you at all. It has a higher glycemic index than sugar. I wrote a post before specifically on maltodextrin. Very sneaky stuff because your body doesn't react to it like traditional sugar. In other words, you don't feel it. It doesn't taste sugary, yet it gives you a bigger insulin spike than sugar. Sneaky stuff. And not only is it mentioned in there, but then they talk about the vinegar powder, and then it includes maltodextrin again, twice. So you're getting a lot of this. And then here's the really sneaky marketing aspect of it. Remember how I showed you on the other brands of Max that it doesn't specifically say fried and rendered in pork fat? Look at the bottom of the big ingredients, but then at the bottom, what does it say? Fried in rendered pork fat. So they trick you knowing already that a lot of people know that, yeah, if you're going to eat pork rinds, don't get pork rinds cooked in vegetable oils. Make sure it's cooked in pork fat. Okay, so let's put that on here at the end of a long ingredients. Let's include other junk in here, but let's put that at the end, making it really clear so that those people out there who want to be healthy, and they don't know much, but they know enough to buy pork rinds that that should be cooked in pork fat. Let's put that in here so that they know for sure. And meanwhile, we can sneak these other ingredients and no one will tell the difference because the only thing they really care about is that it's cooked in pork fat. This is to the level of how sneaky it gets. And here's another example. Abe's muffins, gluten-free, look super healthy, vegan, kosher, the whole 9 yards. But now look at this long ingredient list on the back. When it's this long, be suspicious. Be like Mr. Skeptical, just like, nah, doesn't look good. And sure enough, first of all, they divide things into ingredients and crumb. I've never seen that before, but that just seems like a sneaky way of sneaking more things in. Ingredients, we still eat too many things I can't pronounce, but I see canola oil. Boom, I'm out once I see canola oil. Ethyl alcohol. Boom, not something I want in my food. And then under crumb, which I don't know if that's a loophole that you can put certain things in ingredients and then other things in crumb that include things in crumb that can't be in ingredients. I don't know if there's a loophole there, but under crumb, which I have in red, you have canola oil, again, palm oil, sunflower lecithin, an emulsifier. Sunflower is not good either because it's also a vegetable oil that's, you have very, very processed. And you also have coloring, which, we had a recent color that was banned because sometimes colorings are not safe for human consumption. So when you see this many ingredients and you look at the details, you can see that it's not good. Too many things I can't pronounce. Once I see the canola oil, sunflower oil, palm oil, alcohol, I'm out.
So there you have it. I hope you're all starting to realize how sneaky companies get. And we shouldn't be surprised. For those of you who live in the United States, it's the richest country in the world. And part of the reason why it's the richest country in the world is because this country is more lax when it comes to growing a corporation, when it comes to earning money, making money. We have like 10, 20,000 additives that we can add to food. In Europe, it's like the list is only 400. In Europe, if there's a new food additive, you're guilty until proven innocent. In the United States, you're innocent until proven guilty when it comes to food additives. So we put these things in our foods that we don't know what they're going to do, and we find out years later that it causes harm. So it's to be expected. Now, going back to the pork rinds, if you want sea salt and vinegar, get this brand, Epic. This is cooked in pork fat. Of course, it costs significantly more than Max. But remember, this has the maltodextrin. Okay, this is the sneaky stuff. You don't want to get salt and vinegar Max. You want to get this brand. Just keep in mind, you always have to read the ingredients. The cover, the front of the packaging, it's just a story. It's just marketing. Ignore it. Always, always grab a bag, turn it around, and read. You have to do that. This is why some people stall. This is why some people well, I'm eating pork rinds, but I'm not losing any more weight. Because you're not getting into the details. And this is where having a coach guiding you, helping you, getting into the details of it is very helpful. This is what I do for a living. This is how I earn my money. The good thing for me is that I earn my money, I believe, truly helping people instead of trying to trick them. So I'm very happy about that. But this is why you may need someone coaching you, guiding you with all of this stuff, because you're busy and maybe you're an accountant, maybe you're selling real estate, financial services, whatever the heck you're doing. You're not in the nutrition, food, diet, fitness world like I am. And this is where I could help you succeed where perhaps you have been stuck or you have stalled. In any case, thank you for watching. I'll be back next Monday with another video, and on Thursday with Mr. Skeptical. It's a beautiful day. I'm about to head to the beach, so I am out. Bye.